occasion is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
You're no longer going to need cash to buy your groceries, to buy whatever you want, unless you have the fish in your hand, the mark of the beast. A lot of things are changing. If you are woke, if you are aware, if you are conscious, you are seeing around you that things are happening slowly. We are really about to enter a cashless society.
It goes in stages first, so you can have it on your driver's license, you can have it on your car, but eventually it's going to end up in your hands.
What we found with our debit cards or credit cards is they've already now moved to the system in RFID-based technology where you just wave the thing, contactless.
Yes.
That is sort of the conditioning us in this direction. That in the future you'll just wave your hand because you've got the microvision implant under your skin. But the next rationalization would be, well, but you can lose your card, somebody can steal your card, and then you're just waving. It's kind of risky. Well, wouldn't it be nice if you couldn't lose it and nobody could steal it?
So taking a look at this technology now, and you say you have the guy with his smart card here, but you want his fingerprint there, but all the information's in the smart card, and all the expense is in the machine to read the finger. What if you took the cash out of that card and implanted it under the skin?
There's three aspects to this New World Order. A New World Economic Order in which a computer chip will be injected into our hands or foreheads as a means to track, control, and identify us, and will also be used to make our purchases.
Here's a simple trick. Wave your hand over a computer code scanner at the grocery store checkout counter and your bill is deducted from your checking account. The technology to accomplish this feat is already here, said Tim Willard, Executive Officer of the World Future Society, a Washington organization that claims 27,000 members worldwide. But Willard continues the will may not be. Just suggest something like an implant in humans and the social outcry is tremendous. There is definitely an aversion to something being implanted.
This is the mark of the beast.
Checkout lines. Who needs them?
Have a nice day.
This is the future of e-business.
Long lines. Some of us have experienced them here at Sam's Club. Now the multi-billion-dollar company is set to attempt to streamline the process of checking out. But is everyone on board? Very soon, checkout lines will be a thing of the past at Sam's Clubs all across the country. The stores, including the one in Corpus Christi, will only welcome Scan and Go, which the company says brings a long-term vision to redefine the club model and set a new standard in retail.
Personally, I think people will be out of jobs, but I use Scan and Go as it is anyways. Cash has become obsolete anyways.
Walmart, which owns Sam, says the new policy will follow the pioneer store of the concept in Grapevine, Texas. I asked these shoppers how they think this would affect those not as tech savvy.
Probably the biggest concern really is because older people, they're not really up to date on modern technology.
It will be better to have a mix. I mean, the checkout and also the
the self-check application. The change would also mean no more receipt checkers, meaning AI will identify the products.
It does this largely through image classification. A banana looks like a banana, a Coke can looks like a Coke can, and it'll look for that, and it'll observe it, and it'll recognize it, and it'll charge you for that.
Business analytics professor Dr. Nikki Changchit says she imagines this will not necessarily create job loss, but create an opportunity for employees to help customers until they get the hang of it.
So I think it is very important to educate and train the employees so that they can also help the customer adapting to these technologies.
Experts say this technology could continue to spread across retail as stores embrace AI and automation.
Surveys suggest we spend more using debit cards instead of cash, but close to 1 in every 3 people would welcome the chance to have one implant planted under our skin. New research shows 1/3 of all Australians are in support of having a microchip debit card to make tap-and-go payments easier, and 1 in 5 would use the chip to completely replace their physical card.
Have you got any cash on you?
No.
No cash at all?
Literally none.
Literally none. So you're a candidate. You're going to want to have something, your phone or some sort of a smart card, or like in Sweden, they're embedded in your wrist that allows you to tap and go.
Slovakia.
And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
When Elias Brotberger goes to work, he doesn't need ID, and he doesn't need money. In fact, much of what he needs to get through the day is hidden right there, just below the surface, in his hand.
You like to touch it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's like a grain of rice.
Yeah, a grain of rice.
Embedded in his hand is a microchip that serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
Yeah, it's all in chip, so I use it like to get around the building.
Buy snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's buy some snacks. Exactly. So I can't open it?
No.
Okay.
So what I need to do is I need to first blip my chip, and it will log me in, and from there I get access to the fridge.
Popular TV shows like Black Mirror have imagined chips as part of a dystopian future.
Install ingrain procedure with local anesthetic and you're good to go.
In Sweden, the microchips are already here.
The microchip implants use the same technology that's in contactless credit cards,
which have made cash pretty much obsolete in Sweden.
No cash.
At this tech fair, a chipping event for those on the cutting edge, merging their hands with this new technology.
I thought it would be fun, right?
The process is simple and swift. A pinch of the skin, and in a matter of seconds, the chip is inserted. The transformation is complete. As for the pain,
I barely felt it.
But even in this nation of early adopters, not everyone is racing to get chipped.
Feel less human. I will feel like a robot.
I think, it's so much more data can go into this, when it's in your body.
There's no central registry tracking how many people are chipped, but biohacker Hannes Wellblood estimates between 5,000 and 10,000.
In the future, do you think everyone is going to be chipped?
I think it'll be voluntary, but I am certainly convinced that millions of people will find it very, very valuable to have a smart device under their skin.
Human microchipping may be our future, but in Sweden, it's already reality.
And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 66.
All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Yahweh Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is Matazah Lacham. I was going to put one in there too, right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them that worshipped his image. Right? Let's see. What does noisome mean? Upon the earth, a noisome. Kakos, right?
Strong's G, 2556. Kakas. Kakas.
Okay, of a bad nature, not such as it ought to be, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful, evil, evil thing, harm, that which is evil, wicked, ill, bad, intrinsically worthless, i.e. subjectively depraved, objectively injurious, bad, evil, harm, ill, wicked, noisome, right? Base, wrong, crime. You committing a crime against your own soul. All kinds of evil. Wrongs inflicted. To work ill with one. Injurious. And evil. Bad. A noisome and grievous sore. To do harm to oneself. Okay? You know, hey. This is a bad idea, people. Grievous. What does grievous mean? Porneros.
Strong's G, 4190. Paneras. Paneras.
Annoyances, hardships. Pressed and harassed by labor. Bringing toil. Annoyances, perils. Of a time full of peril. Right? To the so-called Christian faith, whatever. And steadfastness, causing pain and trouble, right? In an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. See? Derivative of hurtful, evil. Okay? This is a bad idea, okay? Calamitous, diseased, degeneracy, right? Derelict, vicious, fascinerous, mischievous, malice, masculine, masculine singular, the devil, plural, sinners. You just seen a video full of people that were sinners, but the only people that have had the ability to commit sin are the Israelites, because as it is written in 1 John chapter 3 verse 4, he that sinneth transgresseth also the law, for sin is transgression of the law, and the law was given unto the Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the giving of the law, the services of the services of the Most High, and the promises. Right? Grievous harm, bad, evil, malicious wickedness, lewd. Okay? So yeah, this is like a bad idea, right? The wicked man, the wicked, bad men opposed to righteousness. Wow. Okay? Substantively evil, that which is wicked. Appearance of evil. Okay? So you just saw in this video an appearance of evil, wickedness, bad times. Wow. Okay? What is that? Mark. Charagma. Right?
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Right? A stamp or imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And then, there are many Antichrists, as Yahweh Shah Mashiach had said. You have individuals over at IUIC who act as Antichrists. Okay, you have people over at ISUPK that are acting anti-Christian or Antichrist type of behavior mentally, where they're marching in groups and troops of men, where Esau Edom has a drone a mile up and can destroy the whole area, just wipe it out. Right? An idolatrous image, right? Charagma, from the same, a scratch or etching, i.e. stamp, as a badge of servitude, right? An imprinted mark, a stamp, or badge of servitude. See? Okay. Revelation chapter 19 verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. So if you take this radio frequency identification chip underneath your skin, or the Elon Musk Neuralink brain chip or Synchron brain chip, okay, and you participate in a cashless society in order to buy and sell, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Right? So that's what's going to happen to you. It's not an actual lake of fire. America will become the lake of fire, as you saw in the video. Okay? Because all of the nations of the earth have drunken of the wine of the wrath of the have drunken of the wine of the fornication of dealing with America. America made all these promises, what they're going to do, and then now they're coming up with all these tariffs. All the nations are mad, like it says in Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 7. They're pissed off. Revelation chapter 20 verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast. In other words, you did not willingly participate in the cashless society, which is the image of the beast. You did not bow down to the image of Baal, right? And the image of Baal is this cashless society, and the idol that is there is the radio frequency identification microchip. Okay, so those which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. So it doesn't matter if it's the left or right hand. Okay, they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were fulfilled. Right? Right? Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power. And the second death is thermonuclear destruction. That great fervent heat that Peter the apostle told you about in 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10, where the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And if the earth is made from the elements of the periodic table, and the man is made from the dust of the earth, that means that this great fervent heat that is referred to in 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10 is going to be so hot it's going to melt you. And it shows you a depiction of what a person would look like when he's being melted by thermonuclear heat. Right? But they shall be priests of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and of his anointed, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Okay? So, anyway, I just thought I'd, put together a couple of videos, let you see what's going on. This is what they want, man. You see what I'm saying? This is it. It's happening. We are in those times. They're already talking about shutting the power off in order to cause mass panic and civil unrest. And by doing that, okay, Donald Trump just this morning, enacted national emergency. The Insurrection and Act and the Sedition Act of 1798. Okay? He just enacted it. It is legal. They could come rolling down your street. The military, these United Nations Gurga troops rolling down your street at any time now. Okay? All they got to do is roll down the street and shut the power off as they roll down. And start putting people in FEMA camps. That's the plan. That's going to cause civil unrest and national emergency. A person ain't going to let their wife go to prison. People ain't going to let their husbands go to jail for nothing. And they didn't do anything. Okay? This is the military's way of trying to fill up their ranks for the military that they need in order to fight the war of World War III against the Son of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in the Valley of Yehoshaphat. That's the plan. Okay? All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.